Welcome on board. My name is Troy Richards. I'm the Chief Exec for the Golden Hind Trust. Golden Hind is a faithful replica. We classify it as an A-class replica. And the reason why she was built is because the original ship was the first maritime museum decreed by Queen Elizabeth I in 1581. Sadly, they didn't know how to maintain her, and she rotted away. Hence, Golden Hind 2 was completed in 1973.
And this is the same?
And this is the replica itself.
Brilliant.
Why is it called the Golden Hind?
Back in 1577, a fleet was sponsored by Queen Elizabeth I and a number of investors. One of them was Christopher Hatton. Now, during the voyage, Christopher Hatton sent Thomas Doughty to oversee his investment. He tried to take over the Golden Hind. Drake found out before the mutiny took place, beheaded Thomas Doughty. Now, because they're very superstitious, they believe if there is mutiny or about to be mutiny on board the ship, you must change the name of the ship. So hence Drake came up with this clever idea of naming the ship off Christopher Hatton's crest, which had this female deer, and hence it was called not the Pelican anymore, but the Golden Hind.
Oh, so the Pelican was the original name?
Pelican was its original name.
So tell us about the colours used on board, because it doesn't really look like a traditional English ship.
So when the ship set sail back in 1577, it set sail in English colours. Colours pale grey, green, and what we call today magnolia. Now, Drake used the Spanish colours as a means of disguising the ship. So black, yellow, and red, those are typical Spanish colours. Set sail in 1577, came back in 1580. The voyage lasted for 2 years and 10 months, almost
Nearly 3 years. Wow.
Very, very long voyage. They would have carried pigs, sheep, goats for milk, chickens.
And where would they have been kept?
And that would be on the same deck with the men, so on the gun deck. Comparing it with the Spanish ship, so the building next door is a perfect example of the size of a Spanish ship.
Wow, so you're telling me this boat would have taken on something as big as that?
Exactly. The main advantage inside was the speed. Even though there was hierarchy on board the ship, Drake tried to actually get them working together. There are officers and barber surgeons. The barber surgeons were the barber and the doctor at the same time. And the gunners are the one that effectively keep the ship mobile. They were the one that fought during battles, lift the anchors, lower the sails, etc. While they were at sea, they counted 80 men. So 80 men was on board the ship at the time.
You talked about the gunners. How many guns are on board the ship?
So on the gun deck itself, we had 14. They're not cannons, they're minions. Now the minions gun were designed to paralyze ships, so not to sink them, but to paralyze them. They would generally aim to shoot the mast, and if you damage a mast on a ship, then the ship will become paralyzed. The idea is that he didn't want to sink a ship, he wanted to get on board to get the treasure. Drake had a personal vendetta, we'd say, against King Philip of Spain for a voyage that happened early in his lifetime.
So it was a bit like piracy?
It's a bit like piracy, I would say, but the English see him as a privateer.
Ah, I see, not a pirate, a privateer.
He was the first captain to circumnavigate the world. Magellan, the Portuguese sailor, is actually credited to be the first captain to have done so. But Magellan didn't make it around the world, his ship did. Magellan died in the Philippines. So Drake was actually the first captain who have set sail from one country to another. Drake, in fact, died on board the Golden Hind from dysentery, just off the coast of Panama, and he was buried in a lead casket. The next few years actually are quite significant years for us. We'll be celebrating the 440 years of Drake circumnavigating the world.
Oh, fantastic.
So obviously a 3-year voyage. We will start our celebration in 2017 and carry on until 2020.
Troy, it's been absolutely fantastic and really interesting to be on board the Golden Hind. We wish you good luck. Thank you very much indeed, Troy.
Pleasure to meet you.